Oh, this is unfortunate. No. Oh no.
Well, this is good. This is why we're starting. Is your own
Luigi got him.
That's what I like to hear. You know, that's how I like to start these. Hello and welcome to this
got
episode
named.
Hi.
of Dark Matter by Natural One. No, I didn't get to tell. So Dylan and Bennett, you didn't get to know this, neither did the audience. So when I started this Discord call, like, Jade answered, and the minute, not even like the little millisecond he answered, he got a phone call from his brother, and so I just hear audio for like a half second, and then I just hear. I was like, that couldn't have, I lost it. It couldn't have been more perfectly timed. So in the last episode,
Have to go.
Last time.
the party had continued to flee from the Rothian Taker as it seemed to finally claim a victim in Varibel, who did not make it out of the tunnel they were in fast enough before it was dragged through, and the sounds of tearing and bashing metal could be heard from the other side of the, I guess you call it the cubby. This elicited our adventurers to flee. Upon doing so, they inevitably made their way, when it finally occurred to Gray to actually hit the OBJ button on the tablet that he gained from the former worker that they had come in with. He found the objective, which was to go to the communications room. It gave him a detailed layout of exactly where to go.
It just took 2 sessions in order to figure it out.
And so, inevitably, they actually then were able to find QR in a room who had been attempting to find his way to the rest of the party. Inevitably, they all kind of bound up in this same room. They were able to get into the communications room, and then Gray, going to a terminal, had initiated a security protocol and a lockdown procedure from the large room that they had initially found the Roth in. Or they kind of eventually circled around into that room to get to the communications section. So that was where we ended it, was after the lockdown. As you all will see Barth kind of milling his way through the large computer terminal that sits in this room. But you are all here together again.
What you got there?
What was that?
Oh!
Who were you speaking to?
That one wasn't me this
Well, I
time.
just said you're all here. You all exist.
Right, but who was Bennett speaking
Am
to?
I
and
still
said what
smart?
you got?
Barth, because he was like, yeah, at the computer, right?
Yeah, he's like trying to type in at the computer.
I don't want to ask him what he's doing.
Just doing what I can to reset the communications array. Whatever this staff that flew into QR's hands that was here. It's limiting my options in terms of what I have access to. So it's probably going to take me a little while. Hopefully, the lockdown procedure works in our favor, and whatever security protocol Gray activated.
Is the staff stuck in QR's hand? Is he able to remove it?
Do you try to drop it or anything?
Yeah, he's gonna try to transfer it over to his other.
Okay, as you try to switch to your other arm, it kind of and it kind of continues to have that almost kind of like a feeling of like sharing data, if you will.
I'm over by QR and I'm looking him over now that I've determined that we're relatively safe. And, well, like, QR, Hey, buddy. Are you feeling all right? You you've been through a little bit. Just want to make sure everything's okay. Does it hurt if I do this? And I kind of like hit my staff against his knee lightly.
Yeah. Just fucking whip it.
Do I feel it?
I mean, it doesn't hit you hard, but you feel it.
Dr. Grayson, I'm happy to report that I still, in fact, have feelings. And don't worry, I haven't shattered them at all by committing a physical damage against me. I'm sure you just attacked me now with best intentions.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely what I.
Yeah.
as I think back and think, yeah, I thank God I did not catch it lately. But no,
Can I ask you a question?
only if I can reply with another question.
I seem to have some sort of staff or instrument in my hand. Would you be able to remove it by any chance? Or do you even know what it is?
I'm still this. I'm
You're
still
just gonna,
learning.
like, hold the staff sort of in...
What?
You cut out there, buddy.
So he's got the staff held out to Gray. It's still in his hand. He's got it out straight.
Okay. It's
I don't
okay
hear
if
a
I.
single word he said.
It's okay if I touch it. Let me to see if it's removable. Are you okay with me touching a QR?
By all means.
All right, QR. I'm about to grab your staff right now.
No.
Oh god. Jade couldn't take it. He's too homoerotic.
No, I couldn't hear him at
Jade's
all.
like, I had enough of this with the other campaign.
There you are. Okay. No, I couldn't hear Dylan
All right.
at all.
You go to grab the staff then, Gray.
Yep.
All right.
Tentatively just reaching like, no, how will our relationship be afterwards? This is for medicine, and I grab it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
In the
tight.
pursuit of science.
That is a nice and decent 13.
All right. Yeah. It seems to. It almost seems like it's attempting to kind of pull your mind in somewhere. You are able to reject the pull, but you do take 4 force damage
Ow.
or psychic damage. Sorry, I don't know why I said force.
I'm just pushed back.
Yeah. No, take 4 psychic damage.
Yep.
As you feel like it's the whole as you hold it, it seems like it is trying to entrap your mind.
I let go.
It's a trap.
As you let go, it kind of floats up to your hand again, QR.
Wow. It looks like it's kind of stuck on you. With better equipment, we can, hypothetically tear off your arm and give you a new one, but I've done it. Oh, you know what? Which hand did I grab this with?
Your human hand.
So I reach out with my mechanical hand.
All right, make
Which,
another Constitution
arm am
saving
I
throw.
holding?
15.
All right, so
Marshall, which arm am I?
you take 5 psychic damage instead this time.
Yeah.
But you
Ow.
again
Guys.
reject, or you again resist being pulled in.
You're gonna fucking die.
Ugh. All right,
Hello?
back away. Okay, so we learned 2 things. One, it's attuned to. Oh, he's not here.
Oh.
No.
Oh, there you go.
He's shut down. Just every time I think Dylan disappears, I think QR just shuts down momentarily and then he comes back up.
I was like, oh god, hello, and no one was responding. I was like, oh geez, I should pop back in.
But yeah, I can think of two things that we just learned right now. One, it's very attuned to you, and it only likes you. Two, anything else that touches it, whether it be organic or mechanical, I move my hand. Bless you. Bless you again.
Thank you.
Might still elicit a reaction. Like right now, I have the nastiest migraine, and I wish for death.
Marshall,
Mm-hmm.
which arm am I holding this staff in?
It kind of just seems to float to you. It's more of kind of like how you plan to catch it. If you don't want to catch it, it'll usually seems to default to fly to your right arm. You notice.
But I can theoretically place it into another hand.
Yes. You haven't
Dr.
even
Grayson.
necessarily just tried putting on your back slot yet either.
No. Dr. Grayson,
Yes, QR.
do you think perhaps when we are able to return back to the tower, they might have something that will allow us to further investigate the nature of this staff?
I'm sure the tower has plenty of technology to be able to fix it. As well, they fix me. I raise my right hand again. But we'll put a pin on it. We've got more machine tearing troubles to deal with here. Where's the fire guy?
He's still at the computer. He's been kind of typing away, trying to reboot things.
He looks like he's trying his best.
I know. Bartolos.
I'm sorry, who?
Is that not? Wait,
No.
my notes have failed me.
Who? What name did you
What
just
is that?
say?
What are you saying?
Bartolos?
What?
Is it not Bartolos?
No, it's
No.
Barthican.
It's
Bartican.
I'm Spartacus.
Not even Bartican. Barthican.
Barthican.
That's why he's in Barth.
All right. I have him down as either. It was either.
I don't even know how you got to that name.
Me not remembering how to spell it, and it was either that or Bart.
Come on, Bart.
So,
Oh,
Oh, come on, Bort?
or,
Bort?
Larv.
or
What kind of
Hayes
name
or
is that?
No,
Okay,
no,
Bort.
no. My son's name is Bort.
Bork.
Attention, patrons. We are all out of Bort license plates. I repeat, we are all sold out of Bort license plates.
Oh, man.
A Barthican.
Yes.
The Barthican can.
Barthican. I'm actually talking to Barthican.
Yeah, yes. Sorry. Do you need anything?
I need to know how you are.
Variable was of good help, but he is seemingly his whole purpose since we were on the ship together was to get me out of there, and I can only repay him by staying alive.
All right. Well, if you need to talk about it, I got something in psychology. I don't remember anymore. I have a massive headache. I think I'm dying. But right now, we're going to try to stop him actually embracing death. Is there anything else we can do inside this room?
Not much as of yet. You can attempt to, use any stings you have. You can maybe attempt to, try to, kind of just prep yourselves for whatever may come next.
I'm going to lay down for like an hour.
Well, you can see if you'll get an hour.
Is there a window around?
No.
Damn. I'm gonna make one.
You've been severely lacking windows since you've come in here.
Sick.
I
Am I
lay
still
down.
smart? Actually, let me. Did that evolutionary thing run out yet?
How long did it last? A minute?
Yeah, a minute.
Yeah, by now it's gone.
All right, cool. I'm gonna start picking the wall.
I'm just laying on the ground, just off to the side, just eyes wide, but just the pecking consistently just keeps me awake. It's nighttime, my short rest.
About a minute or so will pass. Another minute or so will pass. Think I've got it. So you'll kind of see the a part of the screen kind of sections glow green as everybody but QR will hear the voice of Dr. Cross. Hello? Anybody here?
Is anybody out there?
Dr. Cross.
Enum,
Yes.
that's you?
Yeah, we've been trying to get in contact with you.
Where are all of you? The system's in a total lockdown. I can't get in.
I think we're in the communications room of this building, being chased by a horrible demon monster alien for most of the day. Almost dying multiple times.
I'm sorry. What? Are the rest of you there?
Yeah, from a distance away.
Wait, it's a it's in your ear.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the computer itself was what she was
Yeah,
broadcasting
these are
from.
in your
Okay,
ear.
good to know. All right, so yep, we're here, still on the ground.
So yeah, QR, you don't hear any of this.
QR is here too.
I can't hear. Wait, so can I hear?
Wait, QR
them
is there?
talking?
No, you can't. You cannot hear Dr. Cross.
Right, but what about the rest of the?
Oh, you can hear them. Sure.
Okay, so I'm hearing Avant-Garde squawking loudly all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I turn to Dr. Grayson.
Yes.
I have reason to believe that Avant-Garde wants to tell us something. What is it, Avant-Garde?
QR, we're talking to Dr. Cross right now.
Wait, you're talking to QR? What?
Yeah, he's in the room where I'm looking at him, and oh my God, Claire! QR, where's Claire? As I
Dr.
stood up.
Grayson, I believe you've become confused. Avant-Garde is not Dr. Cross. Avant-Garde is one of our friends who is working alongside us on this.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna put a pin on that one, and then we're gonna.
Yeah, wait,
Drive-
what happened to Claire? I don't hear her.
Yeah, where is? I'm like going up to QR. QR, do you remember anything about what happened to Claire? You were the last one to touch her.
Also the same person.
Oh no, he's refreshing.
I do not seem to recall where Claire has gone.
He's deleted cookies.
I'm not too sure, and I'll be honest, that does make me a little concerned for her safety. Perhaps we should look for.
Yes, we can't leave anybody behind. All right. But on a different note, Dr. Cross, can you talk to QR right now? Can you hear him?
No, I haven't heard him this entire time. That's why I'm surprised you're talking to him. How?
Meh.
I wonder if I don't. I guess maybe whoever took him might have heard his communications system. But
It seemed like that. Or he's
I
just
can-
dumb.
I could fix
It's
that.
very likely that he's just stupid.
No, he's not that dumb. I would be able to hear him talk then. Well, even if he didn't want to talk to me, I would hear him.
Enum, you really shouldn't talk about our friends out.
Maybe he thought there was a bug in his ear.
Despite your concern of his intelligence is entirely outside of the fact of whether or not I can hear him. I have moderation of what both of you say at all times. That's your trade-off at being our vet.
That's what you think.
My concern is
I've got Rosetta Stone. Enum just switches over to French.
transition
Just
protocol
Enum.
engaged.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Parlez-vous, poutine?
Omelette du fromage.
Ah!
Well, all right. No matter what, doesn't. And Bart will kind of come in and just be like, "Are you guys? Did you wait? Are you guys talking to? You guys are talking to somebody. Who is it?"
We are communicating with our boss, the notorious Dr. Cross.
Amazing. Here.
I
Let me
missed it.
see if I can dial in here on the main system. As you'll start to now actually hear Dr. Cross QR in the room. As you go. Either
Oh, we're on
way,
speaker.
I need to know what it is that happened. A, what happened to Claire? B, what is this being that is supposedly been chasing you? And C, why it's locked down.
I will summarize. For A, we don't know where Claire is. She was last seen with QR. QR probably ate her. B,
No.
do you know the Rothians?
Yes.
I think that will also lead to your answer for C, why this place is locked down.
There's a Rothian in there?
Yes.
Pretty nasty one too.
We almost died. A few
One of
times,
us-
actually.
Companion of ours
There-
did.
You haven't seen any other ones, right? Has there been anything else? You found like any? You've been in this area for a lot longer. I don't see any now, but have you seen any ships fly by?
Not while we were walking.
Well, we were
Not
indoors.
that I remember. Yeah.
We were unable-
not walking into the building either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we actually have met Dart. Well, Cross doesn't know about Barth, does she?
Not seemingly.
Oh, we actually did
Not-
meet.
Not by
some
your
people.
knowledge. Not by your knowledge,
Yeah.
at least.
We actually did meet some people here. He's the one who fixed the communication system, meaning that we can talk to you right now. Introduce yourself, Barth.
Hello. Yes, I'm Barthacan Luis, a member of the Society Against Slavery. Didn't do a good job of that. Got captured by some Rothians and almost put into slavery. But we got out. That's what's important. But yes, no, what they say is true. There is a Rothian in here, and he has killed both the person that we came in with, an elvish man named Bart, and my old companion. We have no means of being able to destroy it. We sicked some security drones we've been able to activate on it, but I doubt it'll destroy it. If it didn't do it the first time, it's not going to do it now.
So now we're kind of at a loss here.
Well, the best thing I can help you if you get out here. It's a risky move, but if what you can do is cancel the lockdown procedure and then just get out as fast as you can. I'm detecting in there that you have a personnel device.
Yeah, Bartholomew's keycard.
Oh yeah.
See, there you go. That's the right one.
They can be taught.
Good. Okay, here. Let me send you, and you start to see an updated objective. It's just titled "Escape" and a route. You kind of see it pop up on a map in a large sense, and then zoom into your location.
On the keycard or on the screen?
On this your keypad screen.
Oh.
If you can disengage the lockdown.
I mean,
then just book it to the front. You hopefully can make it out alive. Just run as fast as you can. Do whatever it takes to get to the door. I'll be able to help you from there. And then maybe we can either lock it back in here till we can get more help. I don't know what it was that field that brought me down when I got in here, but it seems to have been deactivated. So at this point, I've called for help since it's been down. That was only maybe a minute ago, so they won't get here for another good couple minutes. But it's better that you guys get out there, because if that thing is able to survive the security droids, it has 3 ventilation access points to get to you. So if you don't leave, you are locked in your own tomb.
How about, hear me out, we leave QR here and then run away. Use him as bait.
I mean, if all you do is run, it really doesn't matter who you choose to leave, but I would prefer you all come anyway. Like, my concern is more just run. Just when you turn down the lockdown, just run.
You can just leave him here. I mean, what do you think, QR? Would you like to be left here? I think... Okay, it's agreed upon.
All right.
Enum,
Enum,
I
you're
put a
missing
lot
a
of
point.
thought into it, and I have to say, I cannot really open my jaw in such a way as to eat a person. But I do know of some reticulated pythons that are able to unhinge their jaw to swallow larger prey.
Oh. I think...
I put a lot of thought into that, and as a result, I didn't really hear anything else you said afterwards.
Okay,
I apologize.
so this is what that's good. That is what I ask of you. That I feel like this is your best play, is just deactivate the lockdown, run to the main entrance. I will help you from there.
Dr.
Sounds
Cross.
like a fine enough plan for me.
There is a problem though. We still have Claire inside the
We
facility.
can get to that once we get back up, but I need you out of that facility.
There will be plenty enough time to grieve, but first we need to leave.
Backup
Coming
is
up
on the way, but if you
That's
don't
an
leave now,
order.
you're in your own tomb.
Dying sounds pretty nice.
Doctor, so you're saying now that if we leave, we'll be able to get Claire out. It won't be us. It'll be someone else.
Hopefully. I
Okay.
can't make any promises of her status, but that is what we will definitely go for.
Now, me
I say-
personally, don't want to
I
be
like
dead.
the conviction in Dr. Cross's voice.
But as
I
the
think
kids
she has
once
the right
said,
judge-
let's get this bread.
No.
Was
Kids
Yeah,
are
like
even
some-
speaking to.
Primordial cave scrawlings, but like the primordial cave.
DJ
scrawlings,
Mixmaster Flash
like,
is right.
It's like an iPod just playing TikTok videos. That's like the cave paintings of this time.
Here, it's a Zune. I hear it's what all the Earthlings are listening to these days.
I heard Hideo Kojima, the legendary writer, used.
All my Grogster downloads are on here.
Oh, no.
And somewhere in the world, Bill Gates is a random chubby. Someone's using Zoom.
He's
Okay.
right on. He's like, this again, really?
A username and password to FF Shrines. What can
Oh.
this mean?
My friend actually still has his Zune and swears by it.
Oh my god.
Refu-
Anyway.
I can't tell you how
Anyway.
hyped he was
All right.
when Guardians 2 they mentioned it. He pretty much got out of his seat.
Anyway.
All right, let's Barth. I need you to. Well, we need to execute this plan.
All right. Well, I need all of you to get ready by that door.
All right, ready up.
QR moves over to the right side of the door. And he's gonna try to put the staff away, like on his back, like latch it into position or anything.
Yes, you will start to actually hear echo through the chamber. The Rothians kind of cry, like war cry, that you've heard. Well, not as loudly since the first time.
That doesn't appear to be the sound of a friend. Perhaps we should get going.
All right.
Okay, I ready up by the door.
Already up behind QR.
All right, all of you readying up.
Yes.
Ready.
All right. You'll kind of see Barth throw a switch. He'll kind of run up behind you. Is lockdown procedure disengaging 3 as the Roth kind of lands in the ground and the far side of the room.
Oh
from
god.
the wall. 2 as it
What?
kind of extends its hand, and the staff in your hands, QR, actually kind of exits from your hand into it.
Oh.
Oh.
Just gonna go ahead and take that out of my inventory.
Hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and
I pull out my mace,
Roll for initiative.
yelling at the creature.
initiative.
In what is now the return of a skills challenge.
oh man.
We
It has
haven't been.
been
I
a
haven't
year
done any
and
of
a
these.
half.
Yes, I haven't done any of these. I wanted to finally bring it back.
Season 1 callback, bitches.
Alright, you're gonna have to explain how this works. to
I
me.
will. I'll have to explain
I
it to
climb a
inherently
tree.
everyone.
How this works is you take the thing that's most dear to you and you have it be pelted with arrows.
Oh no.
Or
I'm
if you're
sensing
like
some-
me,
I'm
you
sensing some
alternate
regret.
between sneaking and climbing trees, and then you sneak and then you climb a tree, and then you sneak and then you climb a
All
tree,
right.
and that's how you do it.
So, as you guys get the rolls, take a moment while I give the rules here. Just kind of sit on them.
Mm-hmm.
So the basis of a skills challenge is it works. It's kind of a mix off of it came out in 4th edition, but they didn't bring it back. However, it was something that I always kind of found interesting since kind of I played that, which was it kind of takes almost like instead of putting you into a combat, putting you into a situation where you have a little more order, but to doing something that requires a lot of rapid timing and certain modes of skill and needs, but to avoid certain aspects of, say, for example, since we're in a semi-running scenario, right? So the idea is their objective is to run away from the Roth. Well, if they run away from the Roth and they're choosing not to attack it, well, obviously it's not very combative. So instead of it just being a combat with the actions just being like every turn they use their skills, they now have certain limitations kind of according to that, but instead it gives it more kind of flavor to it. So what it means is, so every time it is your turn, within that turn you will do some type of action, and it will be related then tied to a skill, and based on what you are attempting to do and certain whatever outside influences exist, I essentially have to create a DC that's based on kind of the standard easy, moderate, and difficult DC calculator.
Okay.
So, for example, on that, the baseline of that in terms of the core rules is 8, 10, and 13. I think it's 8, 10, and 13. I forget what the lowest DC is, but roughly about what a lot of these go to. So if it's simple enough and there's not really much of anything to go on, then they'll obviously have a simple DC of 8, which is generally something that's pretty easy to beat, but could have the chance of failure.
Yeah.
The idea obviously is that you would have your players use actions that they could succeed at, but to avoid spamming the same skills that they say maybe have like an expertise in, if they're a rogue or a bard, or just something that they're really good at, and not always using the same, like, they're not using acrobatics, like they're not just cartwheeling the entire way out of
What we call the Dark Souls effect.
Yeah, so the way to counter that is actually somewhat twofold. So you cannot use the same skill that you used your last turn, and you cannot use the same skill as the person before you. So, say for example,
So you
we'll find
gotta
out in a
keep
moment,
track
but
of what
say
your other team
Enum,
member-
does an athletics check and just tries to like bowl through a room, and there's like, something falls, so he just tries to like, just football running back his way through and just like burst through, and he does an athletics check, then whoever's after that cannot do athletics.
Oh,
But
okay.
on Enum's next turn, he still can't use athletics again, even if the person before him doesn't. By this, then, that is rated in terms of success and failure is based on essentially a difficulty setting. So if it's based on how difficult I have created this encounter, if you succeed a certain number of times, you will win the encounter. If you fail a certain number of times, you will fail. Often the way it is looked at is you are kind of set in the middle between... A good way to look at it, it won't be for this one, but a good way to look at it is a lot of times what people will do is have 6 successes are needed for a victory, but 3 failures will create a failed encounter.
Okay.
So essentially, usually you only need half as much failures, but it's because you kind of move up. So the more successes you get, the more failures you need to like totally fail. You kind of sit on a track.
It's like one of them video games.
Yeah, but it's not like the moment you hit 3 fails, you're done. It's like if say you get 2 successes, it then will take you 5 failures in a row to fail.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That makes sense to me.
yeah, failing is not a total death sentence. It's failing a bunch of times in a row that really ruins you.
Yeah.
All right. So with that lengthy explanation, since it's been
It's
so
time.
long, QR, what is your
Dash.
initiative?
Skill check.
Oh, wait.
QR, what was your initiative roll?
Oh.
My initiative roll was a 6.
All right, great.
Oh, right. That's a 16.
All right, Enum,
12.
Avant.
18.
All right, we will hit. Hey, you can go away, keyboard. Thank you. All right. So Avant, you are the first to go. It is so yes. The roof has come down. The door, though, swings open. What you do notice from everybody's passive perception here, you all are able to notice that the Roth does seem like it has taken a bit of blasters the wrong way, and has been roughed up a little bit. But it now has this staff that it didn't have before.
Yeah.
I didn't think it had hands.
It does.
Yeah, it does. It's
It
weird
used
alien
them to
lizard hands.
gouge and claw Bartholomew. Alright, so yes, Avant. So the door is opened. What do you do?
I guess I just book it.
Alright, so are you just full on just running?
Yep.
Like sprinter running?
Yes.
How would you like to do that in terms of skill wise?
I would prefer acrobatics if possible.
Okay, so what kind of... So a good way to describe it for if you want... God damn, it's a big mosquito.
Get him.
Giant mosquito
Get
just
after
like
him.
by my wall here.
Take him out.
Got it.
Take care of him.
All right. So a good way to describe it, if you want to use something like acrobatics, is just something like, I kind of plan to, kind of curve my way out the door, just kind of get a dive out.
Okay. I very acrobatically make my escape.
Exactly. So make an acrobatics check. You're not looking.
Oh,
You're not looking at it very difficult since it's just kind of leaving the door so far. So not
All right,
very
cool,
difficult
because it's
starting.
only a 12.
That will succeed still.
Yay.
So you're at 1 success. I need to actually mark these down. I'll use it on this junk mail I got.
Why do you have junk mail printed out? Oh wait, you got it in the mail.
Yes.
Did you know that the United States Postal
Mr.
Service?
Mr. Francisco.
No, here's let me just find my train of thought. My train of thought is when you said junk mail, I instantly thought the emails you were.
Two.
And then when he said on the junk mail on my desk, in my head, junk mail doesn't exist except in emails. So I'm like, how'd
So
you
you print it off and then
Yeah. Why'd you print
And
off
then-
junk mail?
And then you put it on the front of your fridge, of course.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it clicked. I'm like, oh wait, you can get that in the regular mail too.
Yes, the U.S. Postal Service exists.
It does exist. It is
Somehow.
I work with that every day.
Despite my
Life.
best efforts.
All right.
All right.
Next
All right.
up
Probably
is
Gray.
Gray.
All right.
So
Now I'm
you
gonna
cannot
follow up.
use acrobatics.
Yes. I'm gonna. I can use. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna follow after Avant, and I'm gonna look around, make sure we're going in the right direction. And I'm hoping to use perception for this.
All right. You, yeah. So you as you start to dip out, you're actively trying to watch the surroundings.
Mhm.
So you can make the roll as you're kind
Yeah.
of beginning to move out.
Let's see here. That's a 10.
All right. Well, like I said, the starter for all of you is not terribly difficult, so you're good there.
Okay.
You,
I have a +7 to it, so think about it.
yeah, still. There we go. So yes, you all are. You kind of begin to make your way out. You were noticing that the doors are beginning to open, but you start to notice that other security bots have actually started to move around the facility then towards your vicinity. Seemingly whatever ones had existed and were still activated decided that they would awaken or from wherever they were and come and seemingly are starting to head towards your vicinity
All right.
or following behind you.
So I'm just yelling out directions to Alpha, who's ahead of me,
Yes.
based on from the map, and then that, and yeah.
Yes. All right. So then
That's
it
my
would be Enum.
Okay.
You
what
cannot use perception.
perception. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna kick in my fight or flight instincts and use my natural abilities at survival to determine the best way to run forward. Thinking about all of my time running through the streets, how best to duck and twist to run down a hallway without
All right.
being caught.
Was you're beginning to start to hit through the bots. This is actually becoming more of a necessity to be able to kind of they don't discern you as allies, so they are not necessarily helping you escape the hallway here. So you could roll for survival then. Yeah, and by the way, if these don't make enough sense, they will I will be calling that out.
He did it.
roll the chart.
Nando.
There's a failure.
Yeah.
Oh, the chart.
It's a
Massacre!
double failure.
Bacana.
Impossible!
Impossible.
Inconceivable. Oh
92.
shit.
Ooh, that's a high one. Let's see where that goes.
That's pretty litty.
You and QR
Oh,
switch places.
God.
Oh, the agony.
Okay.
You are now QR.
But you
instantly
definitely
die.
you attempt to look out and try to get through the bots. You actually just kind of like one of the bots actually, as you guys started to leave out the room, just kind of like it totally you like lagged behind trying to think like, how do I move over this? And like one got like really excited and tried to move up to you guys, and you just kind of like fumbled into it, just like ah!
Great. What about that critical fail chart?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, that makes me incredibly worried about it.
Nah. Anyway,
What part of "don't worry about it" don't you get?
would I lie to you?
Suddenly feel your stomach lining to explode and rupture.
You are.
That's the wrong
Well,
character.
Seeing that display,
I got it. I understood that reference.
Thank you.
so can we have these?
Funny enough for me, I'm still gonna die.
Okay. As QR is going to move close to Avant, and he is going to attempt to stealth behind him, mimicking his movements.
Eh.
So he's gonna, as Avant moves, he's gonna move behind him, and he tries to mimic all the movements Avant's
You can
making,
try.
so that
Yeah,
the
you know what?
robots
You can
can't
go ahead and try. Essentially, pretend to be Avant so that you
Let's
people
stealth
lose
it
sight
up.
of you.
Don't hit me. Hit the bird guy, of which I am.
Now, as we can all recall from yesterday, this worked really well last time, so let's do this again.
Everyone knows if
16.
it worked once, it'll work
All right,
again.
you will have another success
Yes.
as you guys kind of begin to, as you all kind of begin to file out the room. Oh, Barth isn't on here. All right, I guess he'll just go last. I'll put him as this one. I'll make him that one. All right. So, yes, so Barth then, similarly as you kind of all, he is actually going to attempt to overload a device to try to stall the turrets for a moment. He will succeed. By the way, if you're ever looking at potentially how to rate, like how many successes your party should have or fails, a good baseline of it is to just do 2 times the amount of people in your party.
Or
Ow.
just be like 500. Fuck them.
We're gonna be here all night.
Show me what you got.
All right.
You're running really
So he
slowly
kinda-
through this hallway.
He kind of takes one of the tablets that he got. You kind of see him twist some, like pull out a panel, like twist some wires. He kind of chucks it towards the turrets as it kind of just like stuns them for a moment. They kind of just like temporarily deactivate. All right, Avant.
Hmm?
So you cannot use Arcana
Meh.
or acrobatics.
Darn. Alrighty. I would actually like to, using insight, try to remember which way we came in, which way we left, and which way we still have to go.
So in short, where did we come from?
Where did we go?
Where did we come from?
I would semi make the argument that this is more to what is included. In a way, it's more intelligence based, which is an insight anyway. So in a way, but like to me, what makes the most sense to that would be more either something like really either history or survival.
I mean, I could do history then.
Yeah, that would make more sense to that
Okay.
concept, unless you wanted then just to change what it is that you do.
No, using history to remember a book I once read about where the fuck we're going.
Because usually, in a normal circumstance, I would just have you make an intelligence check if that were the case.
Yeah, you know what?
But
Let's go
history is
ahead and
the
go with
closest thing.
history.
Yeah, history is the closest thing you got for a skill, at least, to do that with.
If I'm no longer smart, I know pig hit intelligence.
Well, history is intelligence.
Yes, but I'm better at history than I am smart. So here we
Just
go.
smarts. Okay, got it.
Oh, nice. That's 17 total.
All right, good. That will succeed, and you will.
Oh, no, hold on. Sorry, it's 15 total. I misread my dice.
All right, you will still succeed.
You fail.
Fail me now.
The thing's a
no.
bit faded. The 5 looked like a 3 and vice versa.
It's alright. You'll still succeed. And you will kind of recall that while you're not going in towards the way you came in, the way that you came in from is where a lot of a bulk of robots seem to be coming from. But you do recall that obviously, like, there was a kind of that the main door itself had kind of a large garage door with that you hope for maybe to see that there are windows by the front of the building before the security panel shut. So obviously, hopefully, you may see those now that the lockdown is over.
That's good.
So you kind of know what you're looking for when it comes to a main entrance.
Okay, so I'll start heading that away then.
Yes. So Gray.
Yes.
So you cannot use perception or history.
Okay. I will. Let's see. What can I do?
Well, that's an accidental crit. That's gonna not come my way. I was holding a d20 and I dropped it and it landed on a 20.
Jesus.
Nice.
So that's that dice is dead now.
Let me see here. I am going to do.
Something I should have done a long time ago.
I stab myself in the chest and die.
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
No.
We'll call it athletics.
Let's see here. Of all the skills I have,
That is certainly one of them.
What's nice about skills challenges is they kind of make you think outside of the box and what you can do with certain of your skills.
Man, now I want Taco Bell.
You gotta take a practical approach to a lot of these too. You have to make it manifest
gang. We all
into
need
something.
to get into a box right now.
Because as these are going on, you are all still pretty much running as a group. You're not stopping. Your movement isn't stopping while you're doing these. Even if you're just looking around and stuff, you're still moving and being chased.
How can I incorporate religion?
What god do the Rathians serve?
I pray to the obelisk.
This
Limited
guy
light
needs a
works.
starship.
Yeah, I pray to whatever the fuck Avant prays to
The
get us,
sun!
to get us the hell out of here. I am going to investigate the map a little bit further as we're running to see if there's any quicker ways or if this really is the quickest way.
All right, make that roll.
Investigation. That's a
No
natural
breathing.
20.
Hey, that fails. I'm just kidding.
It's like, no. It's 23 in total.
Okay.
Suffocation.
So yes,
Suffocation.
so with that 20, while you probably would assume in a normal circumstance that this would be the correct way, you notice that since there has been holes blown open in the walls, you're in the next room. You do see kind of a wall that kind of may allow you to cut a certain turn a little faster.
Okay, I quickly relay it to the group.
But in this type of scenario, it's kind of, since you're all moving relatively fluidly, you kind of just instead almost kind of take a lead and dash into the room. As
Hey, boys,
kind
I'm
of
here.
do the this way type thing.
Okay.
You don't inherently move in you're like I said, because of the way the skills challenge has the ability to work, you kind of can move very fluidly. Time also doesn't necessarily go at the same pace as it does in a combat. You can be relatively fluid with that as well.
All right, cool. So yeah, I lead the way.
Yes, and Enum.
So no investigation, no survival. I guess my best skill is athletics, so I am just gonna like, and then just fucking sprint fluidly and gracefully, but also really fast.
All right, you can just pure athletics roll. Athletics is one of the easiest. You can really do a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
Acrobatics, you have to add a little flair.
That's a 15. 15.
15
Yeah.
will succeed since you're
Oh,
just running.
sick.
No,
All
I'm
right.
feeling pretty well, actually.
Nice. QR. You cannot use athletics or stealth.
Getting some pun gets praised. I make a pun and then I get kicked out of the group. I see how it is.
You just
Yours
gotta
was
be.
particularly egregious.
No. Mine was understandable. You did the right thing.
But yes,
The mistake
QR.
was letting me come back.
QR, who is absolutely in the process of getting flanderized this episode. He is going to,
Did you say flanderized?
yeah. He is going to.
I can't say I'm
Ideally.
familiar.
Now that there seems to be a clear way out, and it looks like Gray's kind of charge, he is going to turn to look at the pursuers, and he's going to point off in a random direction, and he's going to say, "I've had a chance to scan the room, and the people you're chasing actually went that way." He's going to attempt a deception on them, which is the worst lie.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a common room DC, but then have your roll be for different things. But you'll have an overall success or failure rate.
Okay.
Rothian's like, oh yeah, you're right. Starts going up the way.
This one,
Hey,
I will
thanks,
tell you,
bud.
is going to be relatively difficult.
I want the net 20 on this so bad.
Oh, hey, thanks, Shadow Bird person. I'll go this way.
What?
But,
No.
Give it to me, baby.
Master of suspense, this man.
yeah, how's it happen?
You already pulled the fake nat 1 yesterday.
You're not gonna believe me, so I'm gonna take a picture right now.
Okay.
Did you seriously get a 20?
He actually got a nat 20.
Oh God.
Either that or he's taking the joke way too far.
It'll probably take a while to load up into the thing, but yeah, I totally got a nat 20.
Hey!
I like how your solution was to take a picture. Like, yeah, no, let me just move my dice so it says 20 and then take a
Yeah, I know. I'm realizing that without the webcam.
Right?
Can't really. You know what?
That's convenient, though. So, you succeed overall. However, the one that you had to beat, or you kind of wanted to beat, the Roth, you did not beat because it also rolled a nat 20.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
but what's? Hang on. So what's its modifier then? Because I had a +2, so it'd be 22 total.
I mean,
Let me double check. I'll see. I guess I will
it's a
look.
good point.
Yeah, I'll look here. Let's see. Let's see, because instead it's for insight. So yes, it will be a 23.
Oh no.
Ah, that
Shouldn't have
figures.
said anything.
Yeah.
So, but it is still an
You win some, you
overall
lose some.
success, and that's what counts. You, however, dupe all of the robots. And they all just shift.
Look, a
You
distraction.
just see like this just mob of robots, which are also trying to shoot at the Roth, by the way. Like they're just undiscriminately shooting at you guys, like in this direction. You just see them just like. So it's just the Roth chasing you now. As Barth he is going to actually kind of attempt a slick move here, and he's actually going to try to grab your like amalgamated stun gun, Gray,
Oh, no.
and like toss it at the road. Partly because he knows what happens if it gets enough of anything applied to it.
He's not gonna shoot it.
No, he's just gonna throw it at it.
What is he, a pussy?
No, he's using acrobatics.
Okay.
Because he's kind of like just like grabbing it and then just like flinging it like on the run.
okay. I dig it.
He will succeed for you all with a nice
Fat one.
12. No, it's 13. As he will kind of, as he'll kind of toss it, it almost kind of rings out in this like electrical, like just like electrical ball as it like hits the Roth.
Oh.
I don't know why you were carrying that. That thing was literally a ticking time bomb,
Oh,
but it was useful now. That because remember that was the one that was like split in half. Like
Yes.
that was like the part you got.
yep.
Yeah. So,
I will take that out of my inventory.
yeah. That thing was a ticking time bomb, but at least it saved us now. As you guys start to actually see the door, you get closer to the door.
You cross the door. you
It
start
begins to
closing the
open
door.
as you kind of are seeing a bright light. It kind of burns at you, but you keep running towards it to kind of just on pure
Burn,
survival
bitch,
instinct.
please.
As you kind of reach,
Oh,
who shall we say is? We'll say eventually, as you got closer to the stretch, QRB or not QR, sorry, Enum, being
Yeah.
the strongest and most athletic of your group, kind
Strongest and coolest
um,
and biggest and
of
strongest.
at seeing the main part of the exit, kind of on the home stretch, decided just to fully take charge. So upon kind of accustoming to the sunlight, Enum, you find yourself staring at two like medium-sized, just like turrets,
Oh,
and Dr. Cross in the middle.
yeah.
That was quick.
Is she like posing?
She's just
She's
kind of
like,
got her hand.
well, like,
She's just kind of got her
Are
hand
you
on
saying
her
her?
hip.
Are you saying her arms are crossed?
No, they're on her hip.
I'm
Damn it.
picturing like Olivia from
You
from
coward!
This rack on a snow
Alright, I'll see
planet.
y'all next week.
Get down. She just kind of yells to all of you. Get down.
Okay, I like do like a cool man slide.
Vanquish style.
Yeah, Vanquish like right up next to her and like get up and do a like Gurren Lagann like arms crossed.
I don't do that.
You just
Well,
duck,
because you're lame.
Dive.
I just
dodge.
drop.
I dive.
QR.
Kiora gets on the floor and does the dinosaur.
You didn't open the door yet.
Well, actually, the door
I
was
didn't
open.
have to. They opened it for me.
He's got you there. All right, as you all kind of
True,
dive,
that's true.
the Rothian kind of starts to reach towards the door. Just kind of the moment it hits sunlight, you just see these turrets just unload. Like you just see these force like blasts come out of it. It's just yeah, that's some solid damage there. Yep. There was about 3 crits in
Behold the
that.
power of the sun.
I
You
literally rolled
fool.
3 crits
It
out of 4
also has
rolls.
guns.
So yeah, you just kind of see it obliterate as it just kind of just these large blasts just kind of push into like its arm as you just kind of see her walk past you all on the ground as she just kind of takes a knife in her hand and just kind of stabs it in the head.
That she was gonna like stab herself for some reason. I don't know why I thought that.
Seppuku. I have left a comrade behind. Yeah.
That was pretty
Good job,
badass,
boys.
Dr. Cross.
As you kind of see the turrets just kind of like they kind of just like hop up.
I like walk
In
up
excitement.
I like walk up next to her and like kick the Rothian and like tap him with my foot a little bit. It's like, that was pretty badass.
Oh, good to see you, Doctor. I say from on the ground.
I am very happy to see the rest of you.
Yeah. That was quick.
Well, despite that they did not want me to, they were requesting that I stay in my office. I couldn't allow this much of my experiment to exist out here in the wild. I had to know what was going on. You dropped entire communication seemingly out of nowhere. I felt like I had to come help you.
I don't fully get up yet. I instead just pick myself up, stay on my knees, and immediately just start praying to the sun and its many-faceted, multicultural guns.
The sun has guns.
As you'll
Suns
kinda
out,
see-
guns out, my dudes!
As you'll kind of see from the top of what looked like a snow pile on the top of the archway of the door, suddenly appear up. Aha! You
I throw a-
were successful.
Happy car!
I throw the keypad at his
I
face.
attack.
It
Make an attack
reflects.
Make an attack roll.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna just add Dex to that to 10.
You.
Jeez, you're still alive?
Well, of course. What do you think? I didn't go in with you. Do you think I let you into the I let you in here and I just off myself because I'm bored? No. Of course I'm alive. You've been in there for a day. Not even.
Were you in the? How long were you in that pile of snow?
Since this pretty human lady showed up. I felt it was a good sign of your potential return. When she started to get all worked up and seemed like she was talking to nobody, that's when I started to have more hope. Maybe you succeeded. It seems I was right.
I am gonna go pick up the keypad. Put it away. Look at the bird. Look
Fell
at
in the
Dr.
snow
Cross.
there, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at Dr. Cross. Look her straight in the eye. Smile and say, "He's your problem now."
No,
There you go.
he's the rest of the world's problem. As
Bullshit.
we will just try to deal with him as that goes. For now, we will wait for the rest of the tower to come. I've let them know of your safety, of the situation, and they are on their. They should be here relatively shortly.
Well, thank God. That was pretty horrible. Not gonna lie. The only benefit is that we almost lost QR. My only fond memory of it.
The only detriment was that we almost lost everybody. Any one of us. We were all in real danger.
Yeah, as you kind of see Barth kind of stay on his knees as he just kind of takes a deep sigh.
As I'm walking back into the facility, I pat him on the shoulder. You made it, buddy.
Yep. I just now that we're out, at least I wish I could say the same for Veribel.
If you'd like, I can add her to my prayers. Both her and our dear Claire.
Jesus Christ, Claire!
The sad part about your rhyme is the misgendering.
Well, whatever.
Does Audvon really care?
Honestly, no. But my problem is I have a person I work with.
But
whose
assume
name is
variable's
Maribel.
gender. Shall he dare?
Well, look, all right. I'm bird person. Bird person don't
And
care.
we respect that. We respect your right to be a bird person.
Happy June,
Hashtag
everybody.
Pride
Haven't read one. All right. As you guys kind of inevitably get welcomed by a number of ships that seem to run its course, you kind of are all inevitably forced into a shuttle. You are kind of welcomed by your dwarven commander.
Oh, I was trying to go back into the facility to look for Claire.
You get no.
What do you mean by no?
You don't get allowed back in.
By who?
Your commanding officers.
We have someone inside.
You have
the
commanding
threat's gone.
officers.
The threat is a mush right there. As I point to the.
You can either disobey your commanding officers, or you can follow their orders. I guess it's up to you.
I know which I'd pick.
All right, I'll let the DM strong arm me into the ship.
Come on, mutiny.
I understand. I mean, as you do that, as you kind of clearly are distressed on wanting to help, this is no longer your duty, Gray. They will be helped.
We
There's
came in
nothing
as a
you can-
team.
There's nothing you can do now. Lead it to those whose job it is to deal with this type of thing. This isn't the first, in terms of the tower's history, this isn't the first time we've had to deal with a Rothian sleeper bed, if you will.
Okay, so we just leave people
Dr.
behind.
Grayson,
I'm glad this is what I signed up for. And I walk into the ship.
There is an entire team here. There have been like 5 shuttles that have landed here. Yours is the only one leaving.
This goes into something. You'll find out.
I know, but that's still not going to give her sass. Like, that's still not going to let her, like, sass you on that statement. She's still going to give you shit for that.
I just realized my light is off. What the hell?
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
They'll
No,
be fine.
igno-
They are being taken care of by other, more qualified people.
Gray has checked out and is just going to the ship now.
I'm going to follow Gray.
I'll mosey on down to the ship.
All right. Well, as I mentioned in
Whoa.
our chat going
Lights just
into this
came on.
session,
Right.
I hope you semi-thought and prepared about this because you are level 3 now.
Mhm.
Oh, which
Hey.
deity will I pick? Oh wait, I already did.
Anyway,
Actually, mine's just new spells.
yes. So you are all level 3. You
Hey!
add whatever you need to. You can put in the leveling up now.
I need to remember how to do this.
As eventually, kind of what will happen is about a day later, you'll kind of you were given the rest of the day off. You are not forced in any debriefing session. You were just kind of allowed the rest of that day to just kind of relax,
Vacation, all
be in your
I
dorm,
wanted.
decompress,
Vacation, had
Um,
to get away.
just kind of, except for QR. QR, you are immediately actually taking into essentially it's kind of it's somewhat of a
Disassembling.
tech bay. It's one that you had gone in the first time you joined the tower here, when they kind of initially fitted you for stuff. You're just kind of back here again. As Dr. Cross will kind of come in for you, and note to you. I don't know what it is that happened to you, or what happened to your communications array, but it was removed from you, and we need to put that back in there.
Yeah, let's keep this on.
Bearing in mind that this disengaged your restrictor plate, I feel like what's the bet to ask? Did you forward out any information about this project, the tower, or anything of confidential information to the outsider Ganassi that was with you?
I can say with great confidence that I did in fact speak with the Genasi and provide them with my full designated
what?
call name.
Okay. Bad time for cutting out.
I know.
I feel like did we not mention that we worked for the tower?
We did.
No, yeah, I think,
you weren't brought into this, at least, you know. So
yeah.
But yes. Anything else? Anything else of importance? QR.
I think we're losing QR.
QR.
Dylan!
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yes. Anything else? Anything of importance?
QR's
Any information you'd like to
cranial
let us know?
module works from. So they hear like a. You know, I can't seem to recall anything else that I had shared with the Ganassi.
Okay. All right. Well, we still have to replace the plate into you, so we can communicate and monitor our test subjects. So
That is perfectly reasonable.
thank you. And she'll kind of reach around kind of by your neck, and you'll kind of go black. As later on then in the morning,
Alright, so that's death.
No.
QR.
You will get the benefit of a long rest, though.
Ooh.
Finally,
You all will.
I am
You'll
healed.
get to the next day, so you'll all have the ability of a long rest.
Alright, let's see
QR
if you
actually,
need
you
to
wake up
correct.
in your quarters.
Mhm.
Pretty much everything feeling about the same as when you went out that first day before everything went bad.
So
Like
we pretty much
teleporting?
wake up as a level 3, correct?
Pretty much.
All right. So I'm just gonna put that on the sheet then.
Yeah, I would put. That's why I was saying, like, I kind of want you guys to put yourselves in your level 3, right away.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Literally nothing changed.
Well,
for
it
me,
was
so
just
I'm
why
good.
I wanted you to think about it, so you weren't like thinking super hard, like, what am I gonna do? Like, if you had any big decisions to make, that was kind of why I just wanted to pre-warn anybody that had to make those decisions.
My number go up. That what happened.
Cool. All right, so yes, you guys then kind of wake up in your quarters. You then ping to go into debriefing. Dylan, I hope you're ready for this one last time. As inevitably you get down, you move towards, you get into the debriefing room of the, of the mercenary company again. As you all kind of enter as a group, you see Claire in seemingly what just looks like street clothes, sitting on one of the couches in the room there.
Well, it's about time y'all showed up. Jeez. Starting to get worried about you.
The moment we see Claire, just Gray's shoulders just go slack a little bit.
Yes, I figure as you kind of see Cross and the Admiral up kind of by the holodeck. Yes, I figured it would do you good to see They are healthy.
Well, I don't know about healthy, but at least I'm.
Well, not dead is healthy enough, isn't it?
I'll take a big swig of.
Well, good to see you. Good to see you're okay.
He was pretty broken up about you.
Yes, I'm sure he does not mean to stare, but it's really nice to see you, Claire.
No. We're here for a debrief, right?
Yes, you may all take a seat.
Claire, Grayson pats the seat. And then. Well, actually, yeah, let me sit down.
Okay, I got the gist of that. So, Gray will sit next to Claire.
So then, as he goes to sit down, she's gonna pull the seat out.
Well, you're sitting on a couch. So, do you attempt to move the whole couch?
Roll
Never mind.
Roll
could,
strength.
You have some strength. You could try to move the whole couch.
That'd be pretty cool.
Should I just do it? Should I just go for it?
If you
Yeah.
want to go for it, go right ahead.
All right, fine.
Nothing's stopping
For the
you.
bit.
I just wanted to let you know. It's not a chair.
Just double check. Here's strength.
If you want to add, if you have it, you can add athletics to it.
In that case, that's gonna be. That's a 14.
Make so then counter. Make a. I guess just make a deck save, Gray.
All right.
Is that in
That's
that one?
That's 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
No, I was
still
doing-
enough to fail.
Yes.
But it's not a 1,
That's
which
good.
makes me sad. But you just fail, and so you still nudge enough where you were kind of trying to be polite and go for the edge of the seat, so you weren't going too slack and getting into her personal space.
Hey, what's up, girl?
But because you tried to be over polite and be near the edge and give space, the movement that she made was just enough to throw you off, and you just kind of fall on your butt.
How you doing?
What's up, girl?
Oh man, girls were watching.
Oh no.
What even caused this?
I will never trust girls again.
Who could do such a thing?
I land hard. Yeah. Let's
Oh great, another dart falling for me. Why is this always good at?
let's
I'm
Let's
glad
take
to
a
see
drink.
at least your strength has kept up with your Claire.
Oh man.
Well, get up now. Let's not be slacking off on the floor.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. You all had a very eventful. Yes, I guess you could just say an entirety of yesterday. Here's what we have learned from what you all have discovered there, and from our ability to kind of scour the entirety of the facility. Unfortunately, we could not keep the Roth alive for the sanctity of its potential to try to communicate to its brethren. What we determined was that the AI field that was meant to protect the facility from any attacks and outsiders inevitably kind of turtled itself, you could say, when the Rothian had taken over the facility. Acknowledging that much of its denizens were dying or being captured, one or the other, it decided to block all communications to the facility and created essentially a barrier that would try to take out any ships that tried to cross its path hence the storms that had existed for that almost decade. As a result, inevitably it seemed to calm those storms, and almost a way to try to lure people in for help. Sadly, it didn't want to allow too many ships in, but the AI did divulge that it was hoping for anybody to come in and potentially qualm the threat of the Rothian. Now, you didn't necessarily qualm the threat right away, but you did a good enough job to... So, as far as we could tell, it didn't get any communication out, as the AI was attempting to track as much communication out as possible. That being said, that doesn't mean that we are out of the clear yet. The Rothians still got here. Under our radar, nobody knowing. We don't know why. That will be important to find out, but that is not a job for any of you, at least not today. For the rest of you and your good work, each of you will inevitably be rewarded a certain level of credits to be able to give yourselves a vacation, if you will.
Oh, we get to go on leave.
We imagine there is a mental toll to the whole situation. We feel it best to allow you time to make your leave and enjoy some parts of the city.
Sir, is it alright if I ask a question?
Yes, please. Ask any that you have at this moment.
What of the people that were over there with us? Barthican and the bird one that I don't want to think about too much.
The Genasi known as Barthican Luis has taken up a position with my company, actually. We are putting him in a head spot for diplomatic areas. We actively, as a company, are also trying to combat slavery across the galaxy, take certain human rights stances, so his inevitable placement is of good coincidence, if you will. The Aarakocra, known as Vartelis, I guess you could say just requested. He vehemently requested that he stay within the mountain. He just grew, I assume he grew attached to it and whatnot. We found it too hard to get rid of him. He poses really no harm to anybody of the area, so we figure probably best to just leave him be, give him his own quarters, and allow him to wander as much as he wants. In terms of what happens to him now is entirely unbeknownst to us. Alright, you all can refresh your character sheets for your credits rewards.
Which was how much?
You'll notice a 100 credit boon.
Oh, you already put them on. Awesome.
Yeah.
120 credits.
Space credits. You still owe me space burgers from Space.
Anybody have any other questions going into this? There's a lot to kind of take out from that. In terms of the people, I guess I should note for your own benefit, in terms of the people that were in the tubes, including Claire, the Roth have a collection process. Oftentimes when they invade, they collect subjects for whatever experiments or needs they have. However, in this scenario, with him not really this Rothian somehow getting here, but clearly not having access to any type of ship to transport these pods to, had spent his time hunting down the people of the facility and inevitably taking them to these pods. He couldn't have done it by himself, though, and that's where part of our concern comes to. We're unsure of what potentially could have assisted him. But either way, we're able to get out the escapees who had essentially been kept in a dormant pod, so some of them unfortunately were not kept to certain wounds that they probably got while fighting a Rothian or anything that could possibly have been in there, and inevitably succumbed to those wounds upon leaving the chamber, or had done so within it. They don't necessarily heal, they just kind of sustain, if you will, so it's unfortunately unknown for us to tell if they would survive leaving the chamber or not. They don't give us a reading. The Roth don't really care for that type of thing. There were a few, though. There were, out of the about 100 capsules, only 2 didn't make it out of the capsules. So, albeit, despite still a 2-person loss that we know of, that we can calculate, there was about 250 people in that facility, and there only being 100 pods, that makes the kill count for this thing about 152. Unfortunately, but those must have happened years. The other ones would have happened across the years. Nothing we can do about it now, or then. But most of the people in the pod that were left in the pods are now safe and secure, and that's what matters, including Claire. I guess made it 101 in terms of the pod count.
All right. What's going to happen to the facility now?
It will be rebuilt. We will make it work. We will then just try to have better connectivity to it. Part of the towers is kind of clear, or names. Cross will speak up at this point. Part of the downside to the tower, I guess you could say, is it doesn't like to communicate with itself too often. Trying not to leak out information of top secret experiments, all that. They try to keep communication to a minimum, and thus leave very little connections to other tower facilities until care packages are sent with information. So because of that, this happened without us knowing. However, that was the way we worked. I should know, I guess, that's the way we worked 10 years ago. We have started to gain a little better communication with some of our servers. Not great, but not as much. But a little more. So we're going to have a little more connectivity, especially because we're on the same planet. We're going to have more connectivity than we do on other planets, so that hopefully this type of thing doesn't ever happen again. In terms of planetary radars, well, there's not much the tower can do with that. We have to kind of siphon off of other conglomerates and powers' radar systems, so we can only really lobby for the planets to put in more to their military spending. But in terms of at least acknowledging what's happening in our own facility, we will hopefully have a better leg up, and if anything happens again.
More knowledge is always good.
Now, while you all will be able to allowed to go on a leave and take the sabbatical, but I will note, this is essentially an order that I will give each of you. is that while you will be kind of off for this 1 month period, you must spend 1 week of it together. Whatever trip that you may decide.
Beach episode.
Hell yeah!
I don't
I will
tan,
be joining
unfortunately.
each of you on this weekly trip.
Damn it.
I will mark it on your calendar.
Chaperone!
I'll mark it on your calendars.
Y'all ever see a bird in a bikini?
Who's
You're
speaking?
I don't.
Wait, who's?
While we are on this vacation, however, while I request us all to essentially stay in the same location and try to do certain activities together, I will not be your commanding officer. I won't be your,
You may call me Greg.
testing commander.
Just be our bro.
Yes, we are going as a group together.
As bros.
I strongly believe that we should use the buddy system while we are on this venture.
Well,
gonna
why don't we
buddy
figure
up
that out?
with-
I've semi taken the liberty to help you out, and we are going to be going to towards the southern hemisphere continent, and there we'll be able to have a nice vacation spot that's a little more secluded from the big city. So that'll be closer to the end of the month. Up until then, the rest of you have the month to do whatever it is that you wish.
Okay. This is Dr. Cross talking, right?
Yes.
This isn't the Admirable just like, I'm going to come with you all,
It is Dr. Cross.
young whippersnappers.
This is Dr. Cross.
Okay.
She kind
We're
of
going on a
She kind of
vacation
took over from the communication spot and then kept going.
Okay.
to get swole.
We all come back just oiled up and shirtless.
Are we
Hell
about,
yeah.
are we about to have
I love
are we about to
Hakan.
have a Top Gun volleyball scene moment?
I love Hakan.
Right into the southern hemisphere.
Did it.
Well,
Yeah.
since it's the beach episode, it's playing with the boys,
Yeah.
staying with the
That-
boys.
That movie has so much prolonged eye contact.
That
Prolonged
movie
eye contact.
has plenty of
Toot, toot,
gay
toot, toot.
anthems that people just don't realize are gay anthems in the 80s.
Such a good movie.
All right.
Hello?
So,
Pouring out for
outside
juice.
of any other questions the rest of you have, you all will be able to take your leave.
I actually just have a question for the DM though.
Yes.
Is there like a an armory or someplace around?
I mean, yeah, there's the equipment room that you guys, that it's kind of on the other side of this room.
Oh, yeah, we can requisition things, can't we?
Kinda.
Kind of, yeah.
None of you
Asterisks.
attempted to do this, so.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have a month off, I may have some ideas about what changes need to be made
Can
into my
buy
suit.
things, but you could also attempt to requisition things, but you haven't tried that, so you don't know what your limitations are.
All right. See what upgrades we can get to the Gabos frames.
I'll go
They
with
grow-
just see
You know,
upgrades
those
myself.
inherently grow with you, so in terms of upgrading them, it's kind of dependent.
Well, some of the weapons at the very least. Some of us are short stun guns now for a reason we cannot disclose.
We'll worry about that when you come back on duty.
I like that answer.
You all, the Gabos frames, despite that you're on sabbatical, are still attached to you. So, inherently, if something comes up, you're at least not without defense.
How do they do with seawater? It
They'll be
doesn't like
fine. They're
irritate anything, does it? Yeah, but this doesn't
With the
irritate the skin.
backpack, backpack on or off, you'll be fine.
Never mind. We'll figure it out. We'll do it trial
We
basis.
have we've had to go through plenty of water ganassi subjects to figure that one out.
You must have had some really salty water ganassis.
The first one was bad. He's fine. He's doing fine.
In about a
Horrible
month, he can
rash.
walk again.
Horrible rash.
Horrible.
You almost would have thought he was a fire Ganassi. Just with how red his skin got.
Oh.
Yeah, it's bad. It was bad. Real bad.
Hey, let's go and leave.
Yes, do whatever it is you wish. I'll see you guys in about 3 weeks. As then we'll go on our together vacation. So, you break? What do y'all want to do?
That's a great question.
You have 3 weeks of downtime.
Mhm.
Dang.
I'm
Yeah, go.
No, go for it. No, I'm
No.
just two, and then I stopped because I was trying to think of what I wanted to do.
Well, I mean, I got this snazzy bonus. I'd be interested in going to look at shops that are around the city.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, like this. So now we have semi the benefit of the fact that this isn't just the fantasy realm. You're going
Yeah.
into a full-on mall, So there are clothes shops. You can get some stuff for your house, for your apartment.
Can I go to an Auntie Anne's Pretzels? Space Pretzels?
Yeah, weird. There's this place called the Auntie Anne's Pretzels. It just seems to stand the test of time.
It's always in this mall.
Yeah, it's always there. Every mall.
Every mall you go to, it's there. Okay, well, yeah, I'll add I'm gonna head to the shopping center, the major one. They would also sell weapons. I don't know if that's just like a common thing at the moment. So I kind of would like to look. Well, I'm kind of interested in looking at axes.
Yeah, So in this part of the weird part of the future churn is that like weapons and armor shops are inherently kind of like they exist as like shops, but they're a lot like going to a mechanics.
Yeah.
They're inherently part of frames, not just established frames, but just frames.
Yeah.
So as a result, like obviously they have weird fittings and have very like mechanical kind of like garage type feels to them. But you can find them near places like malls and other shopping centers still.
I'd like to go to one of those, actually.
Sure. You'll head up to one. You'll kind of be greeted by a gnome man in overalls. It's kind of got like the shaved head mohawk. It's got like just kind of black face from whatever oil is kind of he's been working with. Goggles on his forehead as he kind of sees you coming and plops them up. Oh, well, howdy there. How are you doing?
I'm all right. The name's Enum.
Howdy, my name.
Razzle-frazz,
No, but
sarsaparilla.
No, but his laugh has definitely gotten me thrown up.
You're doing great.
My name is Billy Childs. How you doing?
Hello.
Welcome to Child's Garage.
Diddle kid.
Hello, Billy. I'm interested in.
I like that diddle.
Oh no. I'm interested in.
You wouldn't lie, diddle him.
You know what? I'm just gonna go.
All right, for real though. What can I do you for?
Axes. I'd like axes. See what you got.
Now you see. I've dealt with a couple of you Vect folk before. You're always fun to work with. Are you looking for one of those that I can embed into your system as a graft, or are you just looking for a weapon as just a means of fight?
Both sound pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, but the grafts are
Axe
still
in my
pretty
heart.
expensive even for the Vect.
How
As
much?
much as it's easier to make these grafts on you than it is for more fleshy folk.
Yeah, how many
Still a good
in
cost
these
to you
augments,
Vect.
these like augments, how much do they cost in general?
If you're
I
looking
can see.
for a essentially like an arm sling, then you're, well, with the Vect at least it's a little easier. So, but you're still looking at about that 500 credit mark.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm on a budget right now. I have a vacation planned, you know. Gotta save up for that. What type of, like, just regular weapons do you have?
Well, if you're just looking for your standard axes, we have an array here. All of our one-handed axes are all 10 credits a piece, and then our big great axe is 15. If you're looking for any augments to those specifically, those will have about a $100 markup.
If I have my battle axe right now, what could you do?
With the one you have, it's still gonna make it about, to add the augment. It's still gonna make it a full-on 100 credits.
And what would
The augment itself costs 100, and then it has the original weapon price on top of it. So you're really only saving buying the weapon by bringing one in.
Okay, well, what is the augment, like, what on the weapon? What does it actually do for me?
The only ones that I can do are just to make it faster and sharper, or swinging nicer, you know. So as a result, it's faster. You know what I mean?
How much faster?
A game mechanic would call it a +1 augmentation.
Ah, okay. It's a lot of money. You know, Mr. Billy Childs, I'm gonna have to think about your offer, because that is a sizable portion of my savings right now.
No problem. But I'm telling you what, I've got some of the cheapest prices in this city because I make everything myself. I don't have to outsource it to nobody else. So all costs are based to me. Well, it's myself and my lovely wife, but she's out working on a new frame for a big old customer. A big
Your
man.
wife works on frames.
Yeah, she does all the armor frames, and then I work on most of the weaponry. Though she does help me out once every now and then, especially with the augmentations.
Well, Billy, if I could tell you that I could send multiple more customers your way to improve their frames, could I somehow get some sort of discount for providing you with such great additional business?
I tell you what, if I hear enough people come into my shop, they say that you sent them, then we can have that conversation, you know. But I'm not looking
Billy.
for just like, 5 people come in here. That's fine and all. It's really good. I appreciate the thought and the sentiment, but that's not giving me too much more than I could have had anyway, you know. So
Okay,
I'll tell you what, if you can keep sending people here, then maybe we'll start having that type of conversation. And I'll give you somewhat of a, assistance discount, if you will.
Well, Billy, you've got a deal.
Yep.
All right.
No problem
yeah.
there, Mr. Edom. He'll kind of put his hand out for a handshake.
I will. I look at like how gross his hand is. Like, do it anyways.
Yeah, you got a little grease on your hand there.
wipe my hands on my legs as I'm leaving.
Yeah, so this is a solid question since it's now been at least a day or so. Both of the Vect. This is a question for both of our Vect. Do you two decide? Are you two the Vect that choose to wear clothing, or do you just like to go full pure Vect?
Let it all hang out.
I did not
Well-
know that option.
There are plenty of Vect out there that kind of like to feel like they blend in more with society by, kind of wearing clothes, really kind of just being part of the rest of the kind of more humanoid-ish. Or,
Enum would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I kind of talked about this a few sessions,
Yeah, kind of. It's been a while.
but
It's been a while.
QR has
Been a while.
he essentially has a collection.
Yes.
older, kind of faded.
Yes, the retro
human
band
clothing.
T-shirts.
He has a lot of like retro band shirts and hoodies and things like that he keeps around, and he'll kind of wear those as like casual wear or wear.
Okay.
Occasionally he'll wear those when he's going. Whenever he is on an actual like mission or paid job or anything, he usually won't wear the external.
Okay.
Okay.
But since you guys are obviously on your sabbatical now, the retro T-shirt comes on.
Yeah, he would actually be wearing this.
All right. Well, so we kind of went on to Enum. Either Avant, QR, or Gray.
Hello.
Anything you would like to do?
Gray would have found a free clinic, or the equivalent of one, in the city and been volunteering the entire time.
The entire time? All right. Yeah. No.
Mhm.
So eventually you'll get to one. The first day you'll get there, you'll be greeted by an elven woman. Just from the desk. Just kind of seems to be the base receptionist. Yes. Can I help you?
I'm doing a little bit of soul searching. Is it okay if I volunteer here?
I will always take volunteers. What do you have anything in mind that you kind of you have your skills set for?
I pause for a second. Put me anywhere. Moving boxes, whatever. Just keep me busy.
Semi-stretch task, but you wouldn't happen to be a nurse, would you?
Well,
I'm a healer, but
You know, if you're a doctor, you can act as a nurse.
yeah, you can say that.
Um,
I am licensed in a way.
Sure. Can I just see your ID?
Sure.
All
Do
right,
I have ID?
Yeah, you have like
What's
an
the
ID.
equi-
So you guys have like an ID card. It's a little more compact than like the full device that you got in the warehouse, in the warehouse. But like you have just a simple like ID card that you can kind of things that you have done are loaded up into it. Obviously, when yours does not say working for Tower. It says you're working.
This guy right here working for the tower.
Yeah, no. It says you are actually, though it says you're a hunter for Astrologiation Incorporated, but your MD is still on there.
Got it.
So she's like, you're a physician. Oh well, if you're still, we always could obviously use physicians, but if you want to help the nursing staff, which is kind of a little short at the moment, I guess a whole. I guess a bunch of people that were missing from that old weather station out in the mountains got found. So a couple of our nursing staff members actually were related to those people, and they had taken some personal time, so we're a little short-handed at the moment.
I'm yours to command. Just tell me what I need to do.
Yeah, I guess so. You'll be primarily under the jurisdiction of a Dr. Cross.
I just light
Yeah, he's a bit of a hard guy. So if he's a little rough around the edges, then don't take it too hard. He likes to have fun with the new people.
Real quick. What's his first name?
Timothy. Timothy Cross. He's kind of older. He's a little. He's getting closer to retirement, but he's there.
I'd say you follow this subplot,
Yeah,
Francisco.
Gray stop, kind of thinks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yeah, you can head towards the door just behind me here. You can come behind the counter. You're fine now. You can scrub up, and then you can just head upstairs, room 308. You can meet him in his office there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. All right. QR or Avant? Anything you would like to do?
Okay, so we could detail something that happens on a separate day, right? Because this is over the course of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of getting you guys started right now, so.
Sure. Because that's it. So, QR is going to head to any local markets, and he's going to see if he finds somewhere art or supplies.
Yeah, so having been here for a little while, you know, you've actually kind of semi-ingrained yourself into a special gallery that does that every now and then kind of brings in new pieces of interest and does sell certain ones as well, kind of at varying levels of skill, whether or not they be like ones that have traveled the galaxy or just local people that are trying to get themselves started.
Yeah, so QR would definitely be. He's gonna be shopping. He's kind of looking for like exotic, unique paints, and color.
Yeah, sure.
Can use in his paintings.
Are you looking to buy any or just like looking?
Yeah, he wants to purchase a couple new paint.
Okay.
Probably something a lighter purple.
So this is a man you've come to see a couple times. As you've come to this art gallery, you've kind of, like I said, you've kind of ingrained yourself into its kind of culture here. As he is a halfling man, the pure white hair, kind of a bowl cut. Ah, QR, it is so good to see you again. What are you looking for today? Something of new inspiration.
You know, it's always a pleasure. And I hope that I've brought you quandary that you'll find exciting. I found myself running rather low on colors that are violet or purple, but also vibrant and exciting.
It depends on what you mean by exciting, but there has been a new addition as of late that I found quite interesting and does have lots of the of purple and violet, but it can slightly fit on the darker side, but still seems to have excitement in it.
I would love to see it.
Yes, perfect. You start to head down the hallways. By the way, this if you would like to make note of it, this this artist's name is I like had it and then I like lost it. Simoli Quadran the Third.
How is that spelled?
Simoly Quadran the Third.
What's that last name?
Quadran.
The third.
Yes, the third. Simoli Quadran the Third.
Simonian pirates, we.
All right.
I'll follow him
So
to
you'll
whatever
inevitably he'll lead you up to this painting. Yes, it was done by a recent artist. They really haven't done too much for they've kind of just shown up here. So it's nothing of crazy value yet, but it sparks something of just raw energy. Here, just around the corner. As you'll kind of round the corner and you'll see this this kind of painting that seems to kind of fit this like almost just like erratic like dark purples mixed with even just with like a bright violet, to these like reds that kind of seem almost totally erratic in their form. Like it almost feels like when you initially look at it, like there's no semblance of any shape or figure. It may seem wild and nothing at first, but just if you stare at it for long enough, it's almost like it just like shapes into your mind.
QR is going to take a moment to stare at the painting and say,
So the longer you look at it, you actually, in a way, like you kind of almost have like a small, like, I guess you could say like almost like an ethereal experience where you kind of just, you know, kind of come out and are I'm sorry, I'm trying to look for something.
Marshall's notes on ethereal experiences.
Sorry, no, I was trying to change. I realized I didn't change something else, and then it was bothering me. You kind of, so in a way, yeah, you kind of blank out for a bit, as you almost kind of seem to hear these voices in your head.
Again.
They're very faint. You did well.
Whoa.
We will not forget what you have done. We are coming. As you kind of snap back in for a bit, as Simoli's kind of just looking at you.
when QR snaps back to the jaw, part of it
You okay there? You seem
was
to be
slowly starting to push out and snaps back. It's in there.
You okay there, Master QR? You seem to be a little enthralled.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I feel fantastic. Thank you for sharing this artwork.
Well, is there anything else of interest I could give you?
Well, if you have any pots available with colors similar to this, happy to purchase one and take it.
Yes, I think that we had a cup. I think there was something like that. I'll take you over there. When you want to buy it, it's just going to cost you 20 credits. It's not like crazily valued pot. There's a hard like line. There's like things that cost like 20, or essentially like things that are like 30 or less credits, and then there are things that cost like 200 to like 1,000 credits. There's like a hard gap.
It's the difference between
there.
army paint and cinnamon.
But we will continue on then with the storyline / what it is that Avant plans to do with his free time on the next episode.
I get a whole episode to myself.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so much sun. You don't even know.
Oh boy. He spends an entire month tanning. Not by just tanning, but just because he's staring at the sun the whole time.
Gotta work on my dark vision, man.
I wonder if his feathers.
But yes, no, we will join again next week.
It's a good thing I already wrote down what I wanted.
Yes, but we have successfully made it past the Rothian saga here on Dark Matter.
At least the first one.
Yeah.
But
so
we
find another.
will join you again next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well.